Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought health is about what we're eating? Join me on my quest to disseminate my go-to health regimen, the Health 44, my clumsy branding of eliminating 4 classes of food, introducing 4 classes of micronutrients. Bingo, bongo, health sorted. So thank you for your interest. Let's do this. Right, episode 320-ish. I don't know where exactly I am, but you clicked on today. Microbiome, gut flora, gut-brain connection. What else is doing the rounds with that gut health thing? Apple cider vinegar, sauerkraut. Did I just say sauerkraut? I just did a short before this, but so there's quite a few concepts with our gut health going on at the moment, and I'm afraid I'm going to burst most people's bubble. There's only very few people that appreciate, accept what I'm going to say here. Gut health starts with the lower the pH, the more acidic our gastric juices, the healthier we will get via the extra digestion of our food, which means that we extract more of the micronutrients, hopefully digest it, rather after the digestion there's absorption, hopefully we're off the gluten and all the other parts of the Health 44 that I rub it on about here. And our chronic health profile, our picture, our pandemics out there, no, epidemics of obesity and all the chronic diseases and lower life expectancy. No, not high life expectancy, lower life expectancy. I believe that for each half century going forward from this moment, even before this moment, but from this moment, that just knock off 5 years of life expectancy. So let's just start with 2100. Our life expectancy might be 70, and then 65 life expectancy at the year 2150. Get my drift? At some point, it might get worse to the point where we start to bury our children, not chronologically, but in real terms. We might reach the age of 80 and we're burying our 60-year-old child that's man or woman, that's chronically ill from the modern day epidemics that we are getting. So, how do we decrease the pH in our gastric juices, which means more acid? That whole complex of the PPIs, indigestion tablets, those indigestion lotions and potions, that is addressed by lowering our pH, okay? More acid. So if we're starting to get this, there's this understanding out there that after a meal there's acid that splashes up, and that's where we get that, that feeling, the heartburn thing. To get that whole idea of referencing indigestion as heartburn shows you the mentality, the understanding, how we perceived the world back when literature and language was making its progression through our history, right? So you might get that splashing up of the, well, so-called splashing up of the acid in our in the different sphincters that are involved at pH 3.5, 4, 4.5. We go to the doctor and we say, we've got that indigestion going, you see. Well, they give you the PPI, some of the trade names are Somac or Nexium, Some of the older ones, what are some of the older ones that they especially have in the US? Tums? Is it Tums? Yeah. So you know what I'm getting at here, right? Some people just get the over the counter. Doesn't really work if your is quite severe. So after a couple of months, a year and beyond, because you'll never come off it if you go down that track, your pH might be 5.5, hopefully not more than 7, because you won't be digesting any of your food. You'll be seeing peas and corn in your poop. There's a clue. If you see any of your food in your poop, you're not digesting it. You're not acidic enough in your microbiome, your gut juices. That's where it's at. So how do you get that gastric juice to be more acidic, lower pH? Hopefully around the 2.0 is a benchmark to start at. You can't measure it. You can. Nasogastric tube, extract a bit of your gastric juice onto a pH strip. Have a look at the color. That's the easiest way. And 2.0, a good benchmark. Even lower than that is even better. 1.0 is even better. I made a reference in recent episode where you'll be able to even have gluten if your pH is under 1.0. But not many of us can achieve that. I haven't got to how to improve it. I haven't got to. Some of you might know, some of the regular listeners, but this is for the one-off listeners as well. A bit of a catch. So, and also if you're working on that 1.0 standard, the gold standard, and beyond, and into the zeros, 0.9, right? It's not reliable. It's not dependable. So even if I was around that level, I don't trust my pH to always be at that lower level to have gluten, because then you're eating more carbs and whatnot, which is not the best for a lot of the population. I don't want to get into the weeds on the whole carbs issue, but here it is. I'll introduce it into the 8th minute. I will introduce the way to decrease your pH level, increase the acidity of your gastric juices so we can digest our food more, so we can get more micronutrients out of our food as well, including supplementing, which we need to do. And that way, have I even said it? No, I probably haven't. I've probably been thinking it, but salt. Increase your salt intake, decreases your pH, makes your gut more acidic. You'll digest more. Forget the sauerkraut and the kombucha and the cabbage. I don't know how cabbage got in there, but and the yogurts and the fermented foods. Increase your salt intake. Bingo bongo. More digestion. Easy peasy. We're overcomplicating health to the point into oblivion, where we'll get into the state of, in 2150 having a life expectancy of 60. It probably may even be less than that. But that's actually quite dovish. There was another word I was thinking of, but that came to mind. So how much salt? Well, as much as you can bear. Add salt to taste, and then hopefully triple it. It's going to be hard to triple if you salt enough to taste, but usually, if you salt enough to taste, it's a good amount to start with. Okay, so just be liberal with your salt and your health. That's the easiest way to liberate your health. don't overcomplicate our gut health and our microbiome science, which is doing the rounds with all those PhDs and scientists and social media influencers and the vegans and the carnivores, all that sort of thing. Yes, even the carnivores, ketos, the vegans and the intermittent fasters, the OMADs, the paleo people and beyond, all it is, increase your salt intake. The easiest way to health, bar none. That's right. Many of my regular listeners would say, would probably predict that I would say you better do the Health 44, but that's a first world way to improve your health. But the easiest way, let's face it, the blue zones aren't 19 of the 20 declared blue zones are rural, in the jungles or Okinawa or Mediterranean. That's a bit of a fallacy. Just regarding Okinawa, I heard the other day this lady, 20-year vegan, 2 or 3 year carnivore. Yeah, she went from vegan to carnivore. What's her name? I'm sorry, I don't have it. It's not going to spring to mind. But she wrote that book, The Vegetarian Myth, or was it The Vegan Myth? I'm sure it's The Vegetarian Myth, right? Got this itchy nose at the moment. I'm sorry for the viewing people. So she indicated, she made an observation that no one goes from carnivore to vegan. And that was interesting. She had a huge following, but with that following came chronic ill health issues. And anyway, without hijacking the story with her, what was I getting with her? I apologize. I don't know where I was going with that, but I'll continue. I know how to continue. Don't worry about that. So by increasing our salt intake, that's the easiest way. And we complicate things where we talk about all those different diets that I mentioned. You know, the carnivore, vegan, etc. And it's the easiest way. And how do you know? Well, a cow in a field isn't getting perhaps the minerals that they require, you see. And a cow knows. And here's a human asking, oh, how much? How much? Just lick enough or put enough on your salad or steak, enough that's palatable for you, okay? Hopefully you can handle more than just a teaspoon, right? In a big dish. Probably 3 teaspoons would be even better. Anyway, so a cow knows because when they start licking their salt block put out by the farmer, hopefully the farmer knows what they're doing, the rancher, those pink salt blocks, the cow just licks it, right, that's enough. And that's enough, right? Salt your food into what's enough, and then your pH will be dropping and you'll be digesting more food. How simple is that? And just imagine now that rural people, yes, was I mentioning Okinawa? Yeah, I know where I was before, so yeah, just with that cow example, the cow knows, and those pink salt blocks have 84 minerals. They're not the most absorbable of the minerals, but it's an easy way to get access to minerals is Himalayan salt. Even better is Celtic salt, right? So I got my Celtic salt, what's that, 5 months ago or so. Haven't looked back. Am I getting enough iodine now without the iodized white stuff? I think I would be through my supplementing, but I've halved my supplementing recently. So there you go. Right, and just regarding the Okinawans, where I was getting at, there's this idea that the Okinawans are very vegetable or vegan based, which was she brought up, the lady I was talking about before, the vegan myth author, or was it the vegetarian myth? One of those. Do a search. It's well sold on Amazon. She observed that 80% of the calories of the Okinawans is from pig fat. See? Easy, just explained away just like that. Because it's not observed, it's observed that they do incorporate a lot of fruit and veg in their diet. We forget the behind the scenes, how they prepare their food. That there's a lot of pork fat happening. Okay, so that's a fallacy there. So you could say that the Okinawans reached their hefty 90s plus life expectancy. That's going lower, mind you. That is going lower. Don't you worry about that. Even the Mediterraneans, oh yes, it's going lower. The olive oil and the fruit and veg intake, that's what kills us. The oils and the sugars lead to our cholesterol and our atherosclerosis build-up levels. The Italians are in the Mediterranean, but their life expectancy is only high 60s. Where the Mediterranean really boosts in their life expectancy is the Sardinians, the carnivorous type Sardinians. That really boosts the Mediterranean life expectancy. It's not the... Yes, olive oil is good, but if they're drizzling with their bottle, no good. If they're crushing their oil straight onto the whatever food they're eating it with, salads, good. In a bottle or stored or just laying there for days, no good. Right? So there's some of the little fallacies there. So also with Okinawans, they put some wood ashes in their noodles. Anyway, I don't want to hijack. I'm also feeling a splinter that I haven't taken out of my finger yet. I was doing some mulching yesterday. So that's the easy fix. Okay, easy fix. And but the next part of this easy fix is the Health 44. Oh yes, here it comes, the Health 44. The regimen that I recommend, that I prescribe for everybody to kickstart and to continue their health seeking, their health journey, and to live longer and not have chronic diseases. I had 6 chronic diseases ish. I was leading into more chronic diseases, but about 4 years ago, obesity, the whole metabolic syndrome complex, osteo issues, mental health issues, gone. With especially starting the supplements that I recommend. But here it is, the Health 44, which I pretty much took on from September 4, 2020. The first 4 of the 44 eliminate 4 food categories. Wheat, barley, rye, oats as part of the glutens. So number 1, glutens are out. Yes, even oats. Oils out. I mentioned the bottles, the oils in a bottle, oxidized, no good. It adds to the whole complex of atherosclerosis build up in our circulatory system. The heterocyclic the trans fats and acrylamides that build up with oxidized oils, also burnt animal fat and fried food. No good. So gluten, oils are out. Sugars drastically reduced in the fruit and veg department, eliminated in the table sugar department, and ice cream and everything, gone. Some of you are thinking, no, No. Oh yes, oh yes. That will come easier when you do this Health 44, when you are satiated with the micronutrients. But and the fourth category of food that we need to eliminate is the nitrates nitrites complex, which is mainly the processed meats complex: bacon, ham, corned beef, pastrami. And I come across this possibility that there's nitrate free bacon out there somewhere. I haven't seen it, but I will partake if I see it. Woo-wee. Will I trust it? That's another story. So that's the first fall of 44. The second 44, the second part of the 44 is take away, and then you add in the four classes of micronutrients. In those micronutrients, there's 90 declared essential micronutrients, not declared by the mainstream, but the people in the know. Guess who the people in the know are? Veterinarians. Veterinary science is prophylactic versus the human science. And anyway, so those four classes of micronutrients we need to supplement these days, because it's the minerals especially is gone from the soils. There's 60 essential minerals, 16 essential vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids. That's it. Salt intake, and then the supplementing. Okay, that's it. That's the Health 44. There are further nuances, and the other nuance that we need to include is stop your drinking half an hour before meals. Be hydrated enough before your meal, like 30 minutes before the meal, and don't drink again until 90 minutes post-meal. That will also increase the acidity in your gut to digest more and then take in more of the micronutrients, part of the Health 44. Easy. It's fucking easy. But people still are in the quagmire of kombucha, apple cider vinegar. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up about all that. Salt. Oh, but salt, blood pressure, toxic. Shut up. Sodium, shut up. Shut up. They're not understanding. The PhDs aren't understanding. What I find with PhD work and the recipients of PhDs and the PhDs that are doing the rounds on social media, they're fixated on these single subjects, single notions, single hypotheses, and then theories. But a lot of these scientific things should not even be in a theory. None of them will reach axiom. What I preach, what I advocate and prescribe here is very close to axiom. It certainly should be in the realm of theory. So working on that hierarchy of knowledge: notion, hypothesis, theory, axiom. An axiom is A is A, 2 plus 2 is 4. Oh no, it could be fucking 1. Shut up. So it's easy. Okay, so the nuance, the further nuance was, which one did I want to add? So I'll start from the top then. The easiest way: salt. Next, don't eat or drink before your meals. 30 minutes pre, 90 minutes post. Then supplement. Then cut out those 4 food categories. It is pretty easy. Well, for me, it is, because I get it, and because I've seen the results. This physique that you see here is better than whatever I am, 94, 5, 6 kilos, versus I reached a peak of between 170, 180 kilograms, and I would have filled the screen up like that, and it wasn't pleasant. So because I saw those things improve with me, I'm not the odd cow out in that herd. We are all a species that we are not all different. I believe we are not all different. We will all benefit from the Health 44. Okay? Oh, but how about exercise? Distant cherry on top. Distant. Yes, it will benefit. I've been doing some calisthenics lately. Then what is it? About 3 weeks ago, I tore my pectoral major. That thing there. I was doing some dips and it tore. I just felt this bubbling. It wasn't like this. It just, I just dropped after doing one dip, and I haven't done anything for 3 weeks. I can't even do pull type activity, like pull-ups and the like, because it's amazing. You know how many people have seen what exercise works what part of your body. Well, let me tell you, when I broke my thumb 6 months ago, I couldn't push or pull. Yeah. And then when I did this on my chest, I can't hold onto a bar. There's strain going there. I can't pull anything. There's still strain there. So when you suffer an injury like I've just mentioned, it's amazing that physiology is not what you see on social media. It's when you experience things, I think we may have a long way to go with understanding what we require. But what I'm advocating for here, the Health 44, is the easiest game in town with the highest efficacy. Feel free to look me up. There's link on every episode that I publish, and yeah, if any of this resonates, okay. So they're the easy ones, okay. Salt. Don't eat or drink before and after meals. Supplement. Avoid those 4 categories of food, and that's it. 95% there. The other 5% is probably made up of not exercise. No. A bit of activity, just daily. Your daily existence is your activity. Forget extra activity. I only do it because I feel good enough to do something. Okay. I got up to. I had a gym membership there for a year. That's gone. I went from 20 minutes to 40-minute workout. Went back the other way, and then eliminated gym and just doing the equivalent of 1 minute per day calisthenics, but nothing in the last 3 weeks. No abdominals, no nothing. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, so activity doesn't make it in there. So the further things on the 5% is herbs could increase your health even better. Essential oils, another 0.5 to 1%. Herbs and oils can be, according to a naturopath, more of the acute stuff, but it's pretty hard to get acute stuff when you're healthy. Some of the acute stuff is accidental, and in that case, I advocate for emergency department. Just go to the emergency department. Hey, my broken thumb 6 months ago, emergency department. They treated me well. I'm still impaired. See how that thumb is that way? Yeah, I'm still a little bit impaired. I still can't swing a golf club, but I'm getting there. How did I break my thumb? I came off a unicycle. What are you doing on a unicycle at age 51? Yeah. I'm an idiot. So there you go. And smoking, take it or leave it. Drinking and smoking and cutting caffeine is altogether like 1 or 2%. In the last, say, 3 months, I've reduced my caffeine intake, not my coffee intake, my caffeine intake by 95%. My coffee consists of decaf, organic stuff, increasing my home coffee expenditure by 700% doing that, but it's still nothing, pretty much nothing. So, and that's it, okay? I'm going to love you and leave you right there. Done and dusted, another episode. Start with salt. If you don't believe in anything else that I talk about with the Health 44, start with salt. you might see some benefit. And just to add a little bit with salt, some of you may have heard that pink salt has 80 plus minerals, and Celtic sea salt has the same, and that sort of thing. Well, it's not highly absorbable or bioavailable. You will get some absorption, especially when your gastric juices are as low as possible in pH or more acidity. But the colloidal minerals, if you're not going to do what I advocate or prescribe here, knowing that those health food supplement bottles, the salts have a very low micronutrient extraction from them. Okay, the best way is via colloidal minerals. I just needed to add that because many people will say, oh, I have plenty of Himalayan and Celtic salt or Celtic salt, and that's my minerals. Well, you're probably still not getting enough, and even if you have 2 or 3 ounces of salt each day, you're still probably not getting enough. But it's a good start. So I recommend at least looking at increasing your colloidal or deploying more colloidal minerals in your supplementing. Even if you're supplementing now and you don't agree with what I'm doing, colloidal minerals is a must apart from the salt. Okay? Salt, don't eat, drink, the Health 44, the simpleness. Done. Until the next time, hopefully. Bye-bye.